even Gary Vee quoted that the Instagram or social media economy or content creator economy is the fastest growing and has the most potential in the coming 10 years. Social media is only going to grow because this is something that has come up in the last 5-7 years in the cater a lot of audience. So don't think too much about they don't know anything, the people they are hiring, because they're coming from a conventional method. So if you're actually looking for somebody to help you grow your own brand, you should look for the.
Hi Bhavna, thank you for joining in for the podcast.
Hi, Sameeksha. Glad to be here. Like I was very excited to get on the conversation.
Yeah, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself to my audience.
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. I am Bhavna Sharma. I am a mother of a 3-year-old and I am a freelancer on the side. People actually start introducing themselves as first their profession and second, but it's totally opposite for me because my priority is my family and the second one is my career. So yeah, I'm a freelancer on the side. I have a team of 5 people and we usually provide social media management and LinkedIn personal branding services to be apt. In that, we include total LinkedIn management and lead generation for our clients. Our clients are geographically spread over around the world, and I've worked with more than 20 plus founders and brands right now, and it's very exciting to work with people and listen to their stories. So it's very exciting that I'm doing something that I love, writing for a living, and it's crazy been journey in the past 3 years. I have promoted from blog writing to LinkedIn personal branding to content marketer and brand strategist now, and it's very exciting, and I'm exploring every option out there.
That's crazy. That's literally mind blowing. Like most of my audience haven't questioned, like मेरा भी ये question रहता है to everyone who's on the podcast. Like, how do you get clients? There are many ways to get clients, but सबके लिए एक एक तरीका काम करता है. So I usually ask this question चाहे podcast किसी भी topic पे हो कि आप clients कैसे लेके आते हो ताकि audience को पता चले कि ये तरीके होते हैं clients लेके आने के लिए.
Okay, I have major two methods that I use to get clients. So initially when I started, I used to get clients from Facebook groups, or I've joined multiple communities on WhatsApp and Slack, and I used to get clients from there because a lot of people that are joined in that community trust that community better and try to use that as a leverage to get services. So they open up about this is the requirement, everything, and they want to have hire somebody from within the community itself. So that's the one way that has worked initially for me, and then it became a mix of inbound, outbound, and stuff like that. But now when I was trying to like grow my business or scale it, now I understand that it's important to have a strategic pipeline that I never run out of client.
Yeah.
Right. So what I changed is I have a mix of inbound and outbound right now. Inbound that comes through content on LinkedIn because I'm posting regularly, and then I filter out that and then close the clients accordingly. Second is outbound, and outbound I have a few different methods to search for who the client is. So the two methods that I use is first I go on Amazon and search on very interesting books about entrepreneurship, founders. That's my niche. And the people who has written on the books, and if you search on LinkedIn, they're not very active on LinkedIn. So I reach out to them saying that if you have, like, if you're trying to sell your products and you don't have a personal brand, that means you don't have a distribution of yourself. And if in future when you decide to launch a new book, it would be great if you have a personal brand to back that up and promote your product, like having a newsletter would be better, or having a personal brand would be better. And why LinkedIn for that is because when you are writing a professional book and selling it, behind the story and content is a very important part of it. So when you are writing on LinkedIn, that matches and syncs up with the kind of audience you want to reach out to. So I recently pitched to a client from Canada who is writing on social selling on LinkedIn. So this is something that niche is very exciting because I'm already working on the niche in my real life, day-to-day life, and he's writing a book on social selling. And so I pitched him my services. So I talked to him and he was very excited to know that okay, I can leverage my personal brand in that way also. And that's how I closed the client. So this is the one way that is working very well for me. And the second is Your Story Media, I use a lot. So Your Story is a website that uploads recent startup fundings or popular startups or the upcoming startups that are coming in any particular niche. So they put up stories related to this. So I am a regular consumer of their content, and whenever I like a particular startup, I pitch them by customizing what their current strategy lacks in terms of marketing on LinkedIn and how they can leverage it. And when I pinpoint like 3 to 4 things that they are doing wrong, and that's how they can leverage and provide the solution for free, initially, like inputting and auditing what they can improve, it turns into a call and then convert into a client eventually. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Like the 2 points that you gave for outbound is amazing. Like कभी किसी ने ये नहीं बताया कि ऐसे भी आप कर सकते हो. So that's crazy ones. Totally. Now coming to my second question, that is freelancer start तो कर लेते हैं but उनको scale करने टाइम बहुत प्रॉब्लम आती है. So how to scale your freelancing thing and how to automate, like agency है आपका business है, you can't be like working every time. Agency is like business, you have automated it. So how to hire the best talents कि उनका काम आपको ना करना पड़े, वो काम जो दे रहे हैं वो अच्छा काम दे, and how to automate that thing. Tell us about that.
Okay, so initially when I onboarded my first ever intern, it was a challenge initially, because when you take an interview, you don't get to know a lot of things. Like when you start working with an intern, right? They may know something, you need to teach them something. Sometimes you need to handhold them to create a project or something like that. So initially they need a lot of supervising. So one thing, when you start hiring somebody, talk about their aspiration and ambition in the industry, like how they want to grow, what scale and what speed they want to grow, and how much time they're ready to invest in it. So I think when we started like creating my own team, hiring was a challenge, because sometimes people leave you because of higher pay they are getting somewhere,
Yeah.
or they think that it's getting very toxic because you give them a bit more of a work than something. So a lot of things happens on both the ends. So what I would suggest is create an environment where people are learning more than they're earning, because they will stay for the learning, because money is gonna change from somebody maybe paying them more or somebody giving them a better opportunity in terms of position and stuff like that, but the learning that they are getting from you must not be replicated to somebody else or somebody else's business. So within our team, we try to create a master class every month, and I give them a particular topic that we are going to talk about this particular topic, for example ads or something like that, and we create our own inputs and read about it throughout the month and give our inputs on what we have learned throughout the month, and then we decode how this particular topic work. So not that just they are learning from me, we are learning together and growing together, and that's something that I think no other people don't usually do with, like they sit down or with their team. For example, I am not a very pro when it comes to graphic designing, so I've hired somebody for that. So every month we sit down and he teaches us graphic designing, all pro. So we are upskilling for free and learning from each other. Like I teach them how to acquire clients and stuff like that. So that's the thing, that we have built a relationship and that is going stronger over the years. And what was the next question? How to scale from 0 to 1 to 1 to 100, right?
Yeah.
So 0 to 1 is easy because you can get initially a few gigs from either Facebook groups, or you provide at a low charge, or you provide initial freebies like I'll add a 1 month discount or stuff like that, and you can get good clients initially. But when it comes to reaching higher clients, the thing is solely based, it is based on your portfolio. Okay, so the kind of numbers you have achieved for your current clients will help you get other clients. It is as simple as that. So when you are trying to scale, one is of course hiring will help you. Hire a manager, hire if you
Yeah.
want to automate it, hire a manager, hire an editor, or you can leverage tools that are helping you generate invoices regularly, so you don't have to be in the day-to-day process. You can use Slack, invest in Trello that can managing your project overall, so you don't have to invest your day-to-day time, so you can easily automate it. One is. Second is you have to have a strict pipeline of lead generation so that you don't go nil, or like reducing one client has gone and you have reduced your income to 50%, so that dip doesn't come. The only way to keep it going is have some waitlisted client in your list, and that can only happen with two methods. One is you're continuously outbound reaching even if you don't need it, and whenever you're outbounding you don't have to include every single pitch of yours, like selling कि मुझे budget क्या चाहिए in the first message itself. Try to create a relationship first. So anyway, if you're nurturing a relationship, it will take around 1 to 2 months to convert them to a client. So always keep doing that, even if you have a full bandwidth right now. And try to, even if you get an inbound lead and you don't want to work with them for some or other reason, try to refer them to other people and provide them free value in some way, so that when they talk about recommending somebody, they can still remember you even if they have not worked with you. So it has happened with me a lot. So for example, one of the client came as an inbound, and I had the full bandwidth, so I couldn't onboard them, but I gave them a free consultation call. You can do this and this, and after 2 months I posted on LinkedIn that I'm looking to onboard a new client this month, and they came to me again saying, we were doing it in-house abhi tak, and now we want to onboard you because you'd have a position open, and like that's how it goes. So if you notice, one is, if you're talking about service industry, basically, especially freelancer, you have to be omnipresent and you have to be out there to let people know what you're doing and what you are up to every day. So that's why I think personal branding is very important. Sorry. And the second part is keep nurturing them offline while talking to them. So I have initially, before freelancing, I have a 100 contact list with family members and friends only, and now it is 400 500 people with LinkedIn written, with every contact LinkedIn is added to that, and I keep messaging them on Diwali, Holi, New Year, just to stay in touch, so that whenever they have a requirement or I need help, I can reach out to them. For example, I was going on a bit of dump 6 months ago because I was not getting good clients. I only have few. So I reached out to my existing clients and told them that I'm looking for one or two profiles to work with more. And every client of mine came with at least 2 or 3 recommendation and referrals. So sometimes you just have to build that relationship offline. For example, right now, I think I read one of Carrie's posts today where she said that whenever she reads something in that particular niche for that client, she reach out and share the link. That it's a very interesting article. You should read about this. You can incorporate the same thing in your business as well, or something like that. So it's how much time you are investing in their business that will help you, that will help them stay with you and retain more clients over the time, and make them confident in your work, and so that they will be able to more invest in you as well, in terms of referrals and recommendations too.
Got your point, and you explained it very well. Literally, I can say it would be helpful to my audience for sure.
I hope.
Yeah, these 2 questions were most asked in my comment section. Now coming to our topic that we are supposed to discuss today, that is creator economy.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
Okay.
What is creator economy basically according to you? And we not you are not on YouTube or anything, you are present on LinkedIn, but I guess not on YouTube. And for me, creators who are there on YouTube but not at so big position, how to take that leverage of growing of creator economy, it is growing at 24 CAGR right now in this decade.
Crazy.
So how to take that advantage as being on the back end only?
Okay. So I'm only disclaimer that I'm only talking about what I've observed over the years, because I'm not an active creator. I think creator economy is basically when people are coming online and sharing their point of view, their interests, their lives every day on various platforms. And when economy part comes in, it's about revenue they are generating and monetizing from them. So one would be ads, they can earn through ads. Second is launching their own merches and other products. And third is promoting brands. right? So that's how you earn. So brand earning from brand is 70% part of what you are earning from YouTube and LinkedIn, YouTube and Instagram overall. So the platforms that are like very popular among creators are Twitch, because that's a gaming streaming platform, and people are like, there are 2 billion people who watch streaming websites on yearly basis, so it's a huge number. So one is Twitch, second is TikTok, which is banned in India, so we can't leverage it. Third is Instagram, and fourth is YouTube. So YouTube comes at the top. So Tanmay Bhatt gave this hierarchy that bigger the screen, bigger the
Yeah.
potential of growing there is. So you go, for example, why it is becoming a popular platform is because you are seeking the information. So for with Instagram, you are scrolling on your fingers. You not particularly searching for a particular creator. For example, I'm not gonna go on Instagram and search for a particular creator to show to see what their reels are. Okay, it is added in and it comes on goes whenever like the Instagram algorithm shows it to me, I see. Otherwise, I'm not gonna search them and look up to what content they are posting. But with YouTube, you are going to search. For example, I want to watch Tanmay Bhatt
Yeah.
something he has posted, or Nikhil Kamat's podcast. So I'm searching for that particular content and seeking there. If you pay to go to theater to watch Shah Rukh Khan, there is a reason behind it. So that means that you have created a community. And when it comes to
Yeah.
economy, the part is when brands are sponsoring you, they want conversion. So right now, it's more on the, I would say, impression side. Like people are focusing on numbers more, how many impressions you get. But in longer term, it will switch to conversions, like how much conversion you are getting out of it. So that's how the economy is going to grow. And the traditional methods like the ads on TVs are becoming stagnant because people are not watching TV as much as they were watching before.
Yeah.
So brands are pulling the money from ads to right now, like the social media from for Instagram and that,
Influencers.
and the organic or via ads or whatever they are doing. So I recently watched Instagram creator Dharna's reel on Tide Surf. So Tide is a very conventional brand. Like why would somebody would want to invest as an, like, in brand manager would must have think something that we can like market ourselves on Instagram to the Instagram audience through an influencer. And that reel has good like 7 8 million views. So you need to understand the fact that the conventional brands like Cadbury or Bombay dyeing bed sheets or Tide, these are very traditional brands, and now they are also putting their money on Instagram and YouTube right now. So it's gonna go very big. So there are like 200 million content creators today because the bar is very low, because anybody who has a phone can join,
Yeah.
right? Anybody who has a phone can create, and the audience vary from, like, everybody wants to watch the intellectual Nikhil Kamat's podcast, even if it's a 3 hour or long videos. But everybody is ready to watch a 30-second reel who is only showing like the OOTD today and the get ready with me
Yeah.
videos. Everybody is watching those. Both of those spectrum are working very well right now, and social media is only gonna grow because this is something that has come up in the last 5 7 years in the industry. Like YouTube
Yeah.
got popular in 2012, but Instagram got popular, like got the real boost during the COVID. That is like 3 4 years ago only. So this is going to grow on a very larger scale than we have imagined before. And right now, even Gary Vee quoted that the Instagram or social media economy or content creator economy is the fastest growing and has the most potential in the upcoming 10 years. That's what I think about creator economy.
You explained it literally well. So yes, the the creator economy is going to grow only like as the data suggests it's like 25% CAGR compounded annual growth rate, and that is crazy. Like even small YouTubers are also earning a handsome amount through brands and everything like that. So yes, creator economy is going to boost. Now let's talk about like how to, like everybody can't be a creator. Like being on a YouTube, like it requires recording, it requires editing. If you are editing, that's okay. If you are outsourcing it, you need to pay money. You are outsourcing thumbnails, that requires money. SEO and everything requires money if you are doing it yourself. So being a creator, if you are earning money, you are spending also handsome amount. So everybody can't be a creator. Then how to take advantage of how being on a back end, like how can you be a video editor, how can you be a thumbnail designer to take that advantage of growing creator economy on the back end. And give your example that you told me, like one reel editor is making like 15,000. Yeah.
Sure. So we already had this conversation about the backend. So I think, so for example, when we talk about creators have a shelf life because
Yeah.
when we are watching a creator for 6 7 years, their content is gonna go stagnant in terms of creativity if they don't reinvent themselves and keep producing the same type of content. People are not gonna watch them anymore. So of course they're earning a lot, so maybe they have established a
Mm.
business that can grow eventually and they don't need to be a creator anymore. For example, mostly say now is not, like, she was very popular in few years ago, but now she has gone to the Bollywood side of it own. And for example, mostly Sane was very popular on YouTube or Instagram. She still has a community and fans, but on YouTube she was very popular before, but now nobody is seeking her content anymore. And the reason is because the type of content, because she is doing much bigger things now and she's not into YouTube more. But that's what it is. You have to reinvent yourself every 6 to 7 years to grow. If you are creating the same type of content, you are gonna go like very downhill and nobody is gonna watch you. For example, Mr. Beast is very popular. Like he has 4 million or something, maybe more. I don't know the number, but he is growing at a massive scale. So now he has launched a restaurant, a burger joint, offline
Yeah.
physical business, and it has the first day launch. I think has got like 10,000 people came in to buy the burger, which is a like the massive sale that he has reached
Yeah.
offline in the offline channel, which anybody could have ever seen. So yeah, so the creator has to build a business to remain relevant. One thing is that, and in the back end, because you are not a creator and you are providing help to other creators, you don't have to worry about the shelf life. So your
Yeah.
business is gonna grow and it will come with expertise. For example, I'll tell you, there is an agency which provides uh, packages like 6 reels for this money, 12 reels for this money, and 15 reels for this money, something like that. So he's earning, so that guy is in 12th standard right now, and he's earning 6 reel edits. So he's providing the idea, the like what is working in the market right now and trends and something in that particular. She's providing an idea. The script and the recording is the other person doing, like that person is not doing, and only editing it, and is earning 6 reel package 50,000 rupees and so on. So he's earning 15 reels for 1 lakh or 1 lakh 50,000, stuff like that. So when you think about it, he's only and he's in 12th standard, right? So he has his board exams and everything, and he's become so pro with the editing thing because he's doing it on a daily basis that he has started doing it in a sitting or so. Like I can edit 6 reels in one sitting, like sitting for 3 to 4 hours and I'm done. And he's earning, if he's, suppose he's doing it in like 3 hours and he's doing it 3 times a week, he has only already earned 1,50,000 rupees in a week. So that's one backend. Two is when we talk about creators, they have too much to do, like production, video editing. If you're doing it solo or even if you're hiring somebody, you have to be the supervision of that and handling that and growing your account. That's your goal. But talking to brands is on another level, like having the meeting with brands, explaining them that this is the concept that I'm going to follow, and like communication is very important when it comes to brand dealing. So people go to agencies. So agencies are handling that brand building for themselves. So this is
Yeah.
the second part of backend, which is very important. If you think, I have heard of an agency that is iPlex Media, and they are like the, I have seen their podcast once. The Neil is the founder, and they are handling Tag Burner, these kind of big YouTubers and big Instagram influencers when it comes to. And they also talk about that how uh, the brands, the conversation from the brand point of view goes, and how what they understand, what kind of brands they want, and like balancing the brand work with the creator is what that media agency is doing, and earning pretty well from it, like with a good ARR. So that's the point. But the point is, when we were talking about backend, you have to have a mix of everything, because the main money is going to come from the top 3 or 4% creators,
Yeah,
and other people who are still working maybe can blow, maybe won't blow, but you have to take the risk and analyze if this person can grow in the potential areas and can help us earn that much money through commissions, because ultimately it's commission. So the backend, where you can provide simple services like video editing and writing SEO for the YouTube, writing product descriptions, creating websites for them, or something like that. So these kind of businesses are have a lot of potential, right? And one thing that can help them grow more is having their own Instagram. For
yeah,
example, that guy I talked about, he's in 12th standard. He has a killer Instagram, and he has grown it in like 6 7 months to 50K or something in just a short span. So when you show that as a proof
proof, yeah,
that I have grown my own page in 6 months to this much, I can help you do this in this much also. Whether you are providing video editing, whether you're providing like YouTube thumbnail design, graphic designing, video website designing, or anything. When you show your own page as a proof, that comes at a huge leverage.
yeah,
So even Tanya Bhatt also said in one podcast that people who are hiring content managers or brand managers for their own company, and we're talking about big brands here, they don't know anything, the people they are hiring, because they're coming from a conventional method. So if you're actually looking for somebody to help you grow your own brand, you should look for the people who actually have done that for themselves.
really.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
Yeah, as like you were giving the example of mostly fame. For fame, we have the example of Ranveer Labadra.
Of
Like
course.
he didn't jump into any new industry. Like she jumped into Bollywood. He didn't jump into Bollywood or something like that. But he kept on reinventing himself every single year. Like from fitness content to then social media, like how to grow your social media, personal development content, then to other stuff, other tips and tricks like solo things, and now to the podcast.
Yeah, and
He has
now I think he
also,
has 3 or 4 YouTube different channels, where is one is
yeah,
English podcast, one is Hindi, then there are big personalities coming into his podcast, plays a huge role, and then
yeah,
there's spiritual type of part, and now he has even launched an app of him about I think meditation and
meditation and
spirituality or
mental
something like that.
mindedness.
Yeah.
Literally,
So
he,
yeah, I think a lot of people who are at the top 1 2% have understood the fact that reinventing is very important, because one type of content is not gonna work forever.
indeed, reinventing, like he reinvented himself every single year. And I guess that's crazy. Even I'm trying to do so, like jumping from some one type of content to another to see what works for me. I guess
So,
it's very
yeah, I just
motivation is
wanted to
crucial.
ask this to you also. So, with LinkedIn, when you start initially, for example, from 0 to 15,000 followers, it's important to talk about one and one thing only. If you're talking about too many things, people are not going to follow you or invest in you, or you won't be able to build a community, because you're talking about, for example, as a LinkedIn personal branding specialist, if I'm talking about LinkedIn writing and personal branding, it's going to help me grow. But if I go further beyond it and talk about brand strategy, brand stories, founder stories, personal branding, initially it's going to be a bit tougher to grow
Yeah,
on that particular content, because people know me from LinkedIn personal branding. And after 15,000, you have to spread your wings and talk about different things, and that's how you build authority, right? So, how different it is for YouTube?
out of it, it is for YouTube. I started YouTube, and after talking with several YouTubers, they say to be to specific niche because you have audience of that kind. The सुन रही है. If you will jump from freelancing to personal development, audience is like bit similar, but most of the audience may not see your personal development content because they
Mhm.
don't want to learn public speaking. But I guess if one niche is not working for you, try out something else after dedicating 7 to 8 months to see what works for you. For example, there are many creators about freelancing on LinkedIn. If it is working for them, it is not supposed to work for me. It may or it may not. It has been 8 months and it has not shown any like great or massive results. So I guess I want to shift it and see some other sites which work for me.
I think
I guess
experimenting would be
experimentation in the beginning is
great at
crucial.
your point and
That
understand
worked for
what's
me on
working
my
for you
LinkedIn
and your
also.
audience.
I experimented a lot. Even now also I'm more on to experimentation thing. Not only putting my services content like LinkedIn ghostwriting, video editing, graphic designing, as now I'm scaling upwards to more services. I'm not putting content related to that because I know I don't want to. My audience wants to learn from my personal stories. So I guess experimentation is what I mostly believe on. Keep on experimenting, know what your audience wants. Like on LinkedIn, my audience wants my personal stories. On YouTube, I have not figured it out. So that's the case. So that's the case. Like YouTube, I'm still figuring out what works for me, what does not. But for LinkedIn, I have. It comes with experience, and every platform doesn't work for you.
Hmm. Okay, so I have a point to make when we are talking about YouTube right now because the fact is short form content and long form content is very popular, but in a different way right now. So short form content is very popular because the people are having low attention span, they don't want to learn, and so they would just are swiping for time
Yeah,
pass and stuff like that. And suppose when it comes to fashion content or beauty content, especially, people are interested to see a 30-second reel and understand, oh, this skincare she's using, so I'll buy it, stuff like that. But when it comes to actual conversions, I think big brands should go for long form content more because
absolutely.
when you are seeking somebody's content, like you're searching for Think School video and you understand, you trust that guy, you trust Ganesh, and you know that what he's talking about is gonna mean something. He's done his research and he's authority in that particular area, and you understand his business well. And when he talks about a particular brand, you're gonna believe that that brand is good, right? So YouTube, when it comes to conversion, I think YouTube is gonna grow more for brands, and the money that
Yeah,
brands are gonna invest money in social media more and more, for example on Instagram and LinkedIn. And right now, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And right now, YouTube has a very lower number of creators rather than Instagram and other platforms because it takes a lot of time to create a video of like 30-minute
yeah,
long, and then editing it, voice recording it, and stuff like that, and then create a thumbnail, SEO, and upload it. So it takes a lot of time for YouTube rather than on Instagram. It's very
yeah,
easier on Instagram to like grow. So even if short form content is very popular and it's going to grow massively, for example, it's easier to grow on a short form than a long form content type, right? So even if it's going to grow more, people are going to like have a lot more creators are going to come on the Instagram space and in YouTube eventually, but the people who are going to earn more are going to earn more from YouTube, I think, including the
absolutely.
ad revenue, because short form content doesn't have an ad revenue at all. But when it
Yeah.
comes to YouTube, the ad revenue is massive too when you have higher
Yeah.
number of views, I think.
Absolutely. And talking about brand collaborations, yes, like short form creators also get like brand collaborations, but it's in the barter form. Like they are giving the products and you are promoting it. You aren't earning any money. So what you will do about like having products in the long run? You can't open a shop and sell them.
Yeah,
There was
exactly.
also that big
That's
one.
why I think those creators are now turning into business owners themselves and launching their own products so that
Absolutely.
they can have a,
And long form is
leverage.
something with which you build your credibility. When the audience learns from you, they start respecting you. Like, yes, this person is teaching something. I also have few channels like from which I learned a lot. On LinkedIn, I have creators from whom I learned a lot. So I admire them.
I think it's about niche also. For example, when you are talking about comedy and entertainment, it's shifting more towards short form
Short
content,
form.
like
Yeah,
because you can see a script in 30 seconds and then just get done with it. But when it comes to taking information and valuable information, you go to YouTube to understand the particular topic more. That's why I think Zuvrati's videos are so popular right now because he's talking about, so I think I heard in a interview before, I don't know from whom it was, but the fact that media nowadays is very poor performing, like you don't trust the
Yeah.
news channels, whatever news they're showcasing. So everybody who's talking about in depth about a particular topic and providing them research based content like Dhruv Rathi is doing, people are gonna watch it because they want to understand the topic, the geopolitical issues, the war, the history, everything. And media is not helping them understand it because they're only
Yeah.
talking about TRP by creating debates and whatever the media is doing. But if you're talking from a neutral point of view and not providing bias options to the audience, people are gonna uh, want to watch you more in terms of consuming your content rather than watching the media houses.
Absolutely. And the best thing about Dhruv Rathi's content is Dhruv Rathi is there, Abhi and New is there. They also have like 6 million or I guess 5 million something on YouTube. So
Hmm.
what their content is mainly about current affairs.
Yeah.
If you are talking about my niche, that is freelancing. When somebody has learned freelancing, they would go and they wouldn't come back to my channel to know how to onboard clients. They wouldn't come. They may watch for any sake whenever they require any new sense of information or they want to like analyze my videos, but they wouldn't come back after so many returns. Like I want to watch every video. They wouldn't come back. But for Dhruv video, it is like once somebody has subscribed, they would for sure watch the next video because it is related to the current affairs. The content is always new.
Even if people like me who don't actually get impacted by such information, I watch it for the sake of improving my intellectual learning.
Yeah.
So that's a very big point that people in this generation right now are focusing on improving their own mind and providing every like even if the content they are consuming should be intellectual and interesting to watch, that teaches us something rather than just scrolling down and wasting your time on like doom scrolling. So I think that's why YouTube is gonna become more massive of a go go on rather than Instagram and uh, like. But I think it depends on what kind of brand you are. Like from the
Yeah.
brand perspective, fashion, lifestyle, and beauty, these kind of products are gonna perform very well on Instagram always. I personally have like buy products after getting influence from an Instagram ad or Instagram influencer talking about it when it comes to sunscreens and gifting products or some home decor item or something like that. So I think it is going to depend on the niche that you are talking about and how you are incorporating it. If you are like on about, oh, this product this should be, you should try this, then it's not gonna work. So for example, with beauty creators, you have it's a pattern you have seen recently that people are showing empty bottles first and then the new product to make an authenticity approach that I have used 2 3 bottles and now I'm coming and reviewing the product rather than just straightforward that today I opened this PR box and this is the product and buy it. So how you incorporate the products in your brand, in your like in your own personal brand, and then talk about those products is going to play a very major role when it comes to success. And that's why it is like the most earning money is coming from the top 3 to 4% people, is because how creatively they are incorporating the brands into their content and not making it pushy for the audience and making it, keeping it authentic. So there is a creator, Tarini, I don't know the surname, but Tarini something, and she's creating beauty content all over. And she talks about how she has used this product for 3 months and now she's reviewing it. And that's why she has become this popular beauty creator, because of the fact that she's being authentic of, oh, this product is not working for me. I got this as a PR, very specifically and authentically stating that I got this as a PR and I used it for 2 months, but this is not working for me even if I've gotten the money from the brand and gotten the product for free. So the authenticity is always going to be more popular
Yeah.
in terms of creating content on any platform. And when it comes to creating content, you don't have to think too much about what kind of niche you want to go to. For example, people are creating content of their own Zomato delivery every day, like how they are doing 70, 80 rides a day, or Uber drivers are creating
Yeah.
content, truck drivers are creating content, and talking about their ride or day-to-day life. Why these kind of content are becoming popular? Because we as an individual have never heard of that side,
Yeah.
and so we want to see what they are doing. And second, the people who are going through that, they will always find it relatable, right? So it's gonna cater a lot of audience. So don't think too much about when it comes to creating content is my suggestion. Just go with your gut. Observe what is working for you, like what kind of content you like to watch, and then decode it, why you liked it, and then create something accordingly. I think that's gonna work.
Absolutely. Like, as you gave that example of truck drivers are creating content. Yes, like AI is coming up, and most of the people have questions like they will be replaced by AI. But what my opinions are, if you are making content or if you are answering the questions like how can you do that, your content is not going to work. How can you do that? But if you are telling how I did this, your content is going to work because people are interested in knowing how you are doing this stuff. But again, it comes back to, but if you will keep on saying that random shit, like maybe I can say like I and Shruti are doing a challenge on her channel like to get clients in 7 days. But if we even don't acquire a client and we say like we got two clients, our content is going to boost for sure. But at some point, if we keep on saying the lies, the audience will get to know like they are faking it up and they'll not follow us from the real thing and we will receive lots of hate. So building that trust and that authenticity is damn crucial. And of course, how I did this, but make sure that you have actually done the thing, not like कि हाँ किसी से सुना and you are just telling. How I did हाँ किया, so that you build that trust and then tell the story that how you did this. And that
Even if
is
you
why,
say that I tried these methods for 7 days and it didn't work out, people will
हाँ,
like it. But if you will
absolutely.
say lies, eventually it's gonna come back and eat you. So, for example, recently I saw a LinkedIn creator because I observe a lot of LinkedIn content mostly. So I saw this LinkedIn creator who has his own agency and blah blah blah, and he says that he's earning a seven-figure ARR, like his agency is making a seven-figure ARR. And then on a WhatsApp community, he messaged that he's looking for an intern and the intern's payment is 5,000 rupees for 5 hours of work 5 days a week. I mean, 5,000 rupees for 5 hours of work for 5 days a week
Yes.
it's blown my mind. Like how double standard you are. You are claiming that you are earning more than a crore from your agency, and you are providing internship for 5,000 rupees. Like, I mean, I understand that interns don't stick for a longer time. You need to handhold them and teach them the work. So
Mhm.
initially, the pay needs to be so that it doesn't incorporate into loss, because if they leave in 1 or 2 months, you have to hire somebody and do the whole process again and stuff like that. I understand, but 5,000 is still below margin. I mean, it's not even, I don't know, you spend 5,000 rupees when you go out with friends for a lunch or dinner, and then
Yeah.
you're paying somebody for 5 hours of work per day. It's bizarre how people talk about these double standard things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is real.
And then
And that,
you have seen this weird trend where I think service industry is gonna grow very well. Like people who are gonna create their own content and grow their own Instagram, then gonna teach people how to do that. So when I talked about agency like iPlix Media, they are hiring people, like teaching them how they can grow their own brand, for example. So they have converted it into an academy sort of thing. So service based industry is going to grow more and more eventually over the time. But I think it's important to have that ethical like responsibility, that you don't exploit newcomers or newers who are getting inspired by your seven-figure post and coming to you for work, and then you're exploiting them by offering learning without paying them or paying them peanuts. It's bizarre to me.
yeah, that is. And that is the reason like why podcasts are getting more popular nowadays. Because the person is not telling how you can do this, the person is telling how I did this.
True, true,
Like
personal
in the
stories.
50 questions you were answering, like not how you can get clients. अगर question होता how you can get clients. You would have explained all inbound ways, all outbound ways. But then you answered how I did this. So that is what where the audience gets the most value from. And that's why the podcasts are getting more popular because the people are telling how they did this, not how you can do this. So I guess that's the reason why podcasts are getting more popular. Nikhil Kaman's, Ranveer Alabadia's, because they're talking
People
about
are ready to invest 3 hours to watch a podcast. That's huge.
yeah,
That's a huge change. I mean, people are not even watching movies for 3 hours long right now. So
literally
watching a podcast is a good thing that
even even the book reading culture is reducing because in book also it is also explained like I have read many books like 13 Steps to Bloody Good Luck or The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, Psychology of Money. It's all about how you do that. But people are investing time in podcasts because it's like how I did this, how that person did this. And that's more of a story thing that AI cannot tell you. AI can tell you ways of getting clients, but it can't tell you like go to books and type out the author's name and text him. AI can't tell you that. So that's a human thing, and that's why podcasts are
I
booming
think
up.
that's why if you see the DM templates are very popular on LinkedIn. People uh, show that I have used this particular DM template and it has worked for me. So
Yeah,
why that is popular is because it's talking about a personal experience. Like I wrote this particular DM and it has worked. That's why it's popular. So when it comes to personalization, when you talk about your own personal side, like for example, I share a template like this particular content type of work is working for me. If it's gonna work for you, people are gonna try. Ki, okay, maybe it will
yeah,
work for me. It will work for them or not, that's a different thing. But people are interested to see, okay, this template works for you. So yeah, I think personal experience speaks a lot of volume because there is so much noise, and yeah, with AI you can get every information on a click. And when you talk about your personal experience, it adds a credibility and authority to the particular content.
absolutely. And that is like why, like, when we were writing our second book, Shruti and I broke to Freelancer, Shruti was like, do inculcate your story in a detailed manner, tell about how did you get your clients after starting, so that audience gets to learn like about you also, your story, how you that did that, and all stuff like that. So that is what we inculcated in our book, like
Yeah,
our
and
templates,
when it comes
our
to
gifs,
templates,
and
I
everything.
think if you did it once, like this template worked for me once, then it's not a story to tell. But if it
Yeah,
worked for you over the time and then you are sharing it, like I used the one particular template 5 times and now I'm sharing it because it has worked for me for 5 times, then it's gonna be a credible source. Like
yeah,
somebody shared this particular DM with me that I DM this person and that guy got closed. So now this is the template. So I said, no, that's not gonna work until try this particular template for 10 other people
yeah,
and
you
then
need
close five more and
experience.
then come to me and say that this template is working.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
need to.
trial and error, I think, when it comes to client closing, trial and error is something, because when people say don't laugh on a professional call, but laughing in a professional call and talking lightly and talking about hobbies and worked well for me. So,
Absolutely.
so it's
Depends.
about how you want to build your position and relationship with your clients. So it's all about trial and error. I think you have to
Absolutely.
talk in different ways and pitch in different styles to understand what is working for you.
Absolutely. And with this, I'm seeing the time now, right now. It has been like 50 minutes long podcast. The audience is not going to see it. So we'll sum it up with the last question that is your advice to the freelancers who are budding up on being behind the camera, like how to participate in creator economy, how to leverage it to the best, but being as a freelancer, how to start their journey, your advice to them, any
So
advice?
I think understand your passion well first. So if you want to go to video editing, if you want to go for writing, if you want to go for production, if you want to go for idea generation, whatever. So understand your passion first. Then I would suggest work on your own profile. Okay, and second, work with other agencies and under other freelancers and something like that for 2 to 3 months to gain experience and understand the business. The people who are 1 or 2 step ahead of you understand the business, because sometimes what happen is you understand the raw thing of working with one client or two client or three client, but you don't understand the economy or business side of it very well. So
Yeah.
it's very important to understand that and build a community. So you have to do 2 to 3 things at the same time, like work with other freelancers or agency owners, work on your own personal brand, and build a network of peers who can help you in terms when you get stuck, when it comes to getting new clients, when it comes to, because freelancing is a very lonely work. So you get very depressed when a client rejects you and stuff like that. So you have to have people who can support you in those times कि भैया मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, चिंता मत कर, you can go
Uh,
through it. You will move on and you will get better results if you keep working on it. So that push is very necessary, because people leave things in between because it's not working out for them for 2 to 3 months. So it's important to have that community to back you up. And then I think slowly when you learn the craft and you have the portfolio to back it up, just pitch bigger clients. Pitch your dream clients. Don't be ashamed of it. So, for example, I recently saw Vedika's post where she talked about how she pitched Ankur Wariku, and no matter how big you get intimidated when you're pitching such big clients,
yeah.
right? But the only thing you have to have is the confidence in your own skill and how you can leverage that into helping the clients, and you're confident that you can. For example, if you're working with coaches and you have already worked with few coaches and got them leads, you are confident with the fact that I can get you leads, please work with me. With initially you have to work really hard, because the first few clients you get are very crucial for you in terms of getting the results and working on them. So initially
Yeah.
you have to work very hard into understanding the platform, providing them results and stuff like that. And don't forget to get the testimonials, guys. People usually forget to get testimonials
Yeah.
from their clients. Please make sure that you get the recommendation and get a testimonial from them, so that you can leverage it to create your own portfolio and grow bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. Thanks for your advice. Like, testimonial thing is damn crucial. You starting me, I worked for beta clients, got my testimonials, made my portfolio, and then pitched the real clients, and then I got my clients. So testimonials are damn crucial. Always take them. And yes, with this we come to the end of the podcast.